You know, I'm going to tell a little story about habits, and it's somebody in my life I'm very close to who never watches the blog. He's a bachelor, never was married, comes to our house. Now, my son gets out a brand new gallon of milk, pours it on his cereal, eats it. My husband gets some oatmeal, pours some milk on it, eats it. He's talking to me, he goes to get a bowl of cereal, he picks up the gallon of milk, puts his nose right on the end and goes, takes this huge sniff. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I was just checking the milk. And I go, checking the milk? I said, it's brand new. Bob's eating it, Vince is eating it. And he goes, I always check the milk. He's a bachelor. He lives alone. He must have had many a gallon of milk spoil over the years. So every time he eats milk, whether it's at our house with a brand new gallon of Wegmans milk, he's sniffing that milk. Now I'm thinking, is that how our habits are? That we're always sniffing the milk? That we're always getting up and doing this? I have a bagel every day, that's what I have. I have pizza every Friday, that's what I do. Really? Really? So how do we stop that? How do we develop good habits? One of the things that works for me and always has is replacement. Replacing the bad habit with a good one. Because face it, I don't know about you, but I have an addictive personality. You can be addicted to good things too. I'm addicted to Holy Family. I love Holy Family. We go to other churches and we sit there going, this isn't Holy Family, that's our church. I'm addicted to certain things and I have a problem. So what do I do with that addiction? I didn't give up mayonnaise. I replaced it with Dijonnaise. So I'm still addicted to it, but there's 5 calories. You remember my old story? You can go glug, glug, glug. It's fine, low sodium. So you need to develop the good habits. First of all, take a good look at yourself. Is your life what you want it to be? Now, I can only help you here for an hour, and then you go and live your life, and then you come back for an hour. We need to really take a good look. It's not just the weight, it's everything. Our relationships with God, our relationship with other people. You have to say to yourself, what do you say about your life? Are you a negative Nellie? Do you go around saying, my life's a piece of crap, my job's bad, my husband's bad, my kids are bad, everything's bad, bad, bad. I'm fat, no wonder, because my life is so bad. Or are you a positive person who says, you know what, I kind of let myself get out of shape. I didn't eat well, I didn't do this, and you know what, this is my year. Just like someone said tonight, my year to read the Bible, my year to get in shape. You can change as long as it's your last breath. You could be dying going, I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, boom, go to heaven. And there's been a lot of deathbed conversions. You can change until you take that last breath. So, are you having toxic thought? Are you being honest? Even Ann mentioned the honesty tonight. The deceivers. Oh, I can have that ice cream because it's dairy and it's good for me and it builds my bones. I thought I was getting a little osteoporosis. I really need that ice cream. You can justify anything. Or are you really honest? Are you saying, I had such a bad day that I didn't care about anything. I went into a fugue state and I ate anything under the sun, but the next day I said, come on, I'm going to really get back in the saddle. Beating yourself up does absolutely nothing. It might feel good. You know, slap, oh, mea culpa, I'm so bad. Then you feel good. Well, I beat myself up. But the only way to really make a change is consistent change in your behavior over time. You can say, I'm not going to eat any bread for a week. And then the next week you start eating a loaf again. Or you can say, I'm going to have bread very infrequently, and it's going to be whole grains, and I'm going to really look in it. Getting back to this. Would your parents be proud of how you are living? I can tell you something. Many mothers are oxymorons. They'll sit around going, oh, you're so fat, you're so fat. Why aren't you having any cookies, you know? What, you don't like my food? You're so fat, you're so fat. I'm not talking about the weight. Would they be proud of what you're doing in your life, etc.? And if so, and if the only thing you need to worry about your weight, let's do that together. Here's one of the things that I like to say besides your parents. Would God be proud of you? Does God, at the end of our journey, is he going to say, well done, good and faithful servant? Are you going to turn like St. Paul did and said, my race is won? Or are we going to say, oh, I never lost those 20 pounds? Let's just work on that. It's not our essence of who we are. It's just to be healthier, to do God's work. What habits are we going to concentrate on in a positive manner? Now, remember we talked about the payoff. We have to have a payoff. If you smoke crack, which I have to be honest with you, I never did, but if you do, there's the getting high part of the payoff. Even when you lose your house and lose your job and lose everything, there's still people who want that payoff. We have to change our payoff from the feeling good of the chips and the ice cream and the cookies and the beer and whatever to, I am so healthy, I feel so good, oh my God, take my hand, I am with you. The payoff's got to be when you go to your doctors and you get off your cholesterol medication, or when you go to the doctors and the doctor goes, what the heck you been doing? You look great. That's what we have to change our payoff. Because truthfully, a donut's always going to be a donut, a donut, a donut. One person had to have, they went to a meeting, they missed dinner. The donut was their dinner. They didn't gain weight. I'm not saying you can never have a donut. Also, we need to continually back up our efforts. If one of your new habits that you want to make, one person said, I want to exercise every day. They're exercising 10 or so minutes. And I said to him, you might want to see if you can build that up. And she's like, well, I don't want to do it all at once. 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon. Little things like that to make into a good habit. And I'm going to stop right there, Bob, and start.